So we'll be looking at levels and grids. So when we come to the ribbon, the and we come to the architecture tab, we just need to go to the panel which has datum, as you can see here, datum, and you can see grade and level. So level is not active in this view, but we have grade active, and I'll explain that in a bit. So I click on grade and I get my grades. So I can place my grades in this fashion. So these are grades, and I want to say something. So when I clicked grade, what I did was I came into the drawing area and then I clicked once and pulled the cursor. I pulled, you see. So I can specify the direction in which I want to pull it. I pulled it in this way. And then I click to finish, complete it. So you can do as many as you want. I click again, I click, I click again, I click, and then I just draw the cursor down, I click again. Then I have my grids. If I want to do grades going in this direction, similar thing, then I click and I click one end and click. You see, so these are grids. And normally with architectural plans, you would have your grids going through the columns. Okay, so these are grids. There's a whole lot I would want to share. Okay, so back to what I wanted to say. So you might be wondering why levels are not active. So in this view, you wouldn't have levels activated. Why? Because levels are only seen in elevation view. The default view that you are giving in the Revit user interface is the floor plan view. That's the default view that you are giving. You are giving the floor plan view. Don't worry, I would take you through in detail when you understand. Okay, so these are grades. If you want the grade to have the bubble here, you see this bubble here. You want the bubble to be on both sides because that's what you normally see when it comes to plants. All I need to do is click this end. When I click this end, a checkbox appears. All I need to do is check it. In fact, you can see a dialog box saying show bubble. So when I click, it appears. I click the tail end. I click the checkbox, it appears. Click the tail end, checkbox, tail end, checkbox, tail end, checkbox, tail end, checkbox. If I want to remove it, the same process, I click the tail end and check. 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 So what about our levels? What about our levels? So if you want to go to levels, you see this project browser on the left, this vertical. Remember that we said levels are in elevation. I go to the portion which tells me elevations. Okay, I click, and now I'm giving elevation east, north, south, west. You can click any. So I click east. So we come back to the datum panel on the architecture tab, which is here. You notice that it is active now. Can you see that? You notice that level is now active. And by default, you already have some levels there. And the default level, level 0, and then level 1. So I can add more levels. I come to the datum panel where I have the level 2 in the architecture tab. I click it and I can draw my level. So level 2, I click. Same process with the grid. I end click. I click. I end click. And I'm drawing my levels. So the levels will help me determine the floors and then the kind of distance I want to specify between every floor. And technically, that's what the level helps me to do. It also helps to guide um certain vertical distances that I intend to put in my design. Probably I'm doing um, a plinth or a sub basement or something. I'm doing something, and I want to guide the vertical height. I want to guide the vertical distance. And that's what the level uh, is for. So in elevation view, you can clearly see the levels over here. So I think what you can do is just practice, just draw as many levels as you can. Okay. And similarly, as many grids. When we want to go back, we went to floor plans and I click level 0 and then I have this. Okay. So that's just basics on grids and levels, and we move on.